Good morning, my fellow go-getters. Nam Ratna here, coming at you on a wonderful Friday early morning. Just did my affirmations, wrote down what I'm grateful for my family, for my health. I'm alive to go after my opportunities. And before I start the day and crush the day out, I wanted to come and share a Go Get It tip. Go Get It tip number 15. And this one is actually for everyone that's interested in following us, of course, about real estate, but specifically for Mr. Max Chippie, all the way from Ohio. Thank you for your comment on, I believe it was one of my wholesaling / assigning contract information ads for a free webinar. And I appreciate your comment, you tuning in and talking about, you can wholesale, but there is an ethical way and an unethical way. There is a right way and a wrong way. And you're absolutely right, Max. You're absolutely right. And we here at Go Get It Real Estate, we do it the right way. We believe in doing things very, very professionally, right? So there's 5 things that I actually wanted to touch on for everyone out there and for Max as well. And anyone that has any comments, feedback, please just, you can comment below, DM me, private message me. I'm always open for discussion, right? There's no hate or no nothing out here. It's just being real and talking and discussing and figuring out solutions. We're very solution oriented, okay? So there's 5 things I wanted to talk about. The first thing that I want to talk about we call it a signing of contracts. It's commonly known as wholesaling as well, especially in the United States. But the first thing is, it's not to assign contracts is not illegal. Now, in some states, maybe in the U.S., it might be illegal to assign contracts. Maybe I really don't think it is, but to assign a contract is not legal. Okay. Now, there are things and variables involved. Okay, and the first thing I want to talk about is intent. Your intent when you go to see this property or put this property under contract should always to be buying it, right? The deal should be good, or the property should be something that you would buy, and because you are held liable, right? So at the end of the day, when possession day comes, you got to be able to close on it. So your intent must be to purchase the property. Okay, that's point number 1. The second point is the actual transaction. We are not realtors. We're not realtors right now, and I'm actually, that might change, FYI, but that's just foreshadowing. But you can use realtors for the transaction. So my second point is always use a broker for your transaction. Okay, and that doesn't always have to be a realtor, but realtors can be involved. I have assigned many contracts with the help of realtors with proper paperwork, and a realtor has brought his or her client to come see the property. Okay, so you should use a broker on the back end. And if you don't have a realtor, if it's a private deal that you didn't end up buying and someone else wanted to take off your hands, you should use a broker in the form of a lawyer. Your lawyer should broker the deal, right? He or she will handle all the transaction and the closing and everything. But on top of that, he or she should be the listed broker in that transaction as well. Okay, because you don't have a license to assign a contract and make a fee or any kind of profit without having a broker involved, unless you have a license yourself. Okay, so I want to be clear about that. And I hope I'm making myself clear to Max as well, because you're right. There's a right way and a wrong way, and that's the right way. So if you're doing a private deal, you should use a lawyer that will be brokering your deal for you, because he's the one that would have a license to do that. Okay? Or you can use a realtor to help you do that, and he or she might have a buyer for you, or maybe you don't have a lawyer that's willing to do that. Maybe you just connect with one of your realtors that's willing to broker that transaction for you as well, and give him or her a cut, and make everyone happy and develop that long-term relationship. Okay, so that's the second thing. The third thing is for guys like us and for people who are networking and are committed to the game, right, they have ways to market for deals. They're always out there looking for property. They're making calls. They're talking to people. They're going to networking events. They might be sending out letters. They might be knocking on doors. So we come across properties that are really good, and we get them at very good prices. Right? And at the same time, while we're networking and talking and just committed, because this is something we're very passionate about, we meet other people that are looking for properties that like us, right? So we have a good buyers list. And we're also providing a service for the sellers in that we're not charging them any realtor fees or anything like that. But that's not the thing. We have a vast array of buyers where they can sell their property so fast. Right? And we can work with other realtors. We talk to realtors all the time asking them, hey, what is your client looking for? We have this property here that we're going to be closing on, but if you're interested, I think you told me you were interested in your client was interested in a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, and if you're interested, you can take a look at this property, right? So, and he will broker that deal for you. So you want to make sure you're using a broker in that case as well. Right, all the time. So we're providing a service, and it's just happening out of the fact that we're growing our network. And if we didn't have that network, then we wouldn't have doing it. We would be buying it ourselves, right? So that's the third point, in that it's a byproduct of us growing our network and having systems to market for these deals that we come across. Okay. The fourth thing is contracts. You got to be professional. Everything needs to be done the right way. We do everything through a lawyer, of course. We have an offer to purchase or agreement of sale, okay? And we have an assignment document on top of that that was drafted by our lawyer that we use to assign the actual contract. And that was all drafted by our lawyer. So you want to make sure that you have the right contracts in place to do this professionally, right? Because that's really important. I mean, you can do things, sure, shaking hands and all that kind of stuff. That's great. But you need to have the contracts in place for multitudes of reasons, because we claim the profit that we make for taxes. Okay, so there's a right way and a wrong way. You want to pay your taxes on the profit that you're making. Okay, we're not trying to sell or talk about any scams or get-rich-quick schemes here. Everything needs to be done professionally and the right way. So, yeah, you need to have the proper paperwork in place for, record's sake and all that. But and so when things are done properly on the day of closing, but for your tax records and paying taxes and all that stuff, right? So that leads me to my other point, the fifth point, which is transparency. You need to be transparent with everyone involved with the deal, letting them know exactly, okay, you know what, I'm the seller is, okay, I like this property, I'm going to be closing on it, but there also might be some other people that might be interested in this because I have a big network. Would you mind if people come and take a look at this property? Right, something like that. But you should be transparent when you're working with the realtor. And if someone decides that they do want to buy something from you that you found through a realtor privately, then you have to let them know, right, what the situation is. It's just being transparent about letting everyone know this is what you're doing, this is the situation, this is why, and have the right paperwork, and everything will be fine. So, like Max said, there is a right way to assign and wholesale properties, and there's a wrong way. And that's what I'm going to be touching on a little bit more, even more on at our webinar, right? To do it the right way, because you want to be doing this over a period of time. And in my opinion, assigning contracts should never be your main business model. It should just give you a taste and something to build skills from to go get into the buy and hold of real estate, to get into maybe the buy, fix, and sell, and so on and so forth, right? I'm a buy and hold guy, so I always say you got to focus on how you can increase your skills of acquiring discounted properties, negotiating, how to manage and attract the right type of tenants and how to manage them the right way so you can increase your value and attract investors that would want to invest with you to manage those properties and own it and all that kind of stuff, right? So you can scale your portfolio a lot faster. But wholesaling and assigning contracts is just a good supplemental way as you grow your network. And if there's other people that are interested in these types of properties because you've developed a way to get in front of these sellers, then it's a good way to supplement your income. But there is a right way to do it. There is a right way to do it. So like I said, if you want to find out more on how to get started in real estate, how to do wholesaling, how to accomplish that the right way, as Max said, all the way from Ohio, click the link below, and I'll see you at the webinar on Tuesday. Okay? So thank you guys for tuning in. If you have any questions, concerns, just comment, feedback below, DM me. But other than that, go kill the Friday. Go take action on whatever you need to do, because remember, dreams are big, but taking action is way, way bigger. So go get it.